Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Анатолий, это канал Плюс 4, и мы с вами продолжаем играть в Агату Кристи. Игрушка реально зашла, стало интересненько. А чё эти не открыто?
When we receive the first letter. Mrs. Asher is not suspicious. The wind a few weeks later.
А что нужно для того, чтобы... А зачем я нажал-то? Да, все понятно, можно я убегу отсюда? Ой. Так, призы. Усы, мара. Кошачий класс. Офигеть, тут призов. Так, ладно. Погнали дальше играть. Просто интересно, сколько вообще стримов-то будет? Игрушка. Сейчас, секундочку. Я забыл кое-что сделать.
What a pity. I don't have any chance to make it work.
То есть это заново опять, что ли? Проходить?
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own.
Давайте, что?
Where is Betty? Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service?
19:30.
Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m.
Получается с 5 до 7:30.
These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty? Most probably a family. This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one. Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker. Maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
I fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
Do not be
Ну
so
также
sure.
надо отвечать
Miss
просто.
Barnard's tragic death may be a good advertisement for you.
It makes one despair of human nature. Poor young girl. She was a hard-working and pleasant young woman. I didn't know her that well. She'd only been here for 2 summers. I know that she had a young man. He used to call for her sometimes.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
I find young people today very hard to understand.
You needn't tell me that. A few weeks ago, they argued just outside the cafe.
Угу.
Imagine what my customers must have thought.
I hope for you that it was an isolated incident. It must be difficult to keep a respectable establishment if your staff show themselves to be so shameless.
The young man only made a scene the once. Jealousy, no doubt. It must be said the young girl was very pretty.
Thank you for your time, Mademoiselle Mérion. You have been of great help.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular guest. What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cakes. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home. Miss Marion is not the sort of witness that my friend enjoys questioning.
Ну, я думаю, на столбе застрял.
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo?
Купол. Побережье. Газетный киоск.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Все они рядышком так живут.
How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do.
Как-то она недовольна.
My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
зеркало посмотрим. Но я думаю, какой-то прикол в этом есть. Очки Агаты нормально даются.
The Barnard appeared to make music a priority in their budget. They're all Miss Modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers. This gramophone is magnificent. It is a one-off, without a doubt.
Так, я так понимаю, больше здесь ничего нет.
What is she feeling at the moment?
Пристальный взгляд. Рамка для фотографии. Сжатый кулак.
Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry. Your sister had a fiancé, I believe?
Yes, he's called Donald Fraser. A very nice man.
Do you know where we might find him?
He works at the estate agent's, Corton Brunskill. Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see. She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him.
Так, а мы идем на вторую. О, зеркало. Пусть поправим, подкрутим.
Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date? It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. A record sleeve with a handwritten title. Betty must have recorded a demo. I'd be interested to hear it.
Ничего, мы возьмем ее, нет?
Something on this clock bothers me. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Может, еще что-то есть?
Strange. A sheet of paper is blocked in the clock. Could the screw be slightly loose? Could the screw be slightly loose? This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. This leg is not well attached. This leg is not well attached. This metal disc is stuck.
Может, на какое-то время поставить нужно? Не знаю даже.
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Фига там что-то вылетело.
This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it.
А откуда там вылетело что-то?
This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it.
А мы какой открутили? Вот это же открутили.
Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel. Look, a key. This could be useful.
Окей.
This metal disc is stuck. The central cock is blocked.
Так, ну мне вот это надо опустить, потом вытянуть. Щелчок какой-то должен быть или что? А. 3, 2, 1, 2. Это 2. И чё? О. А потом чё? Угу. Класс.
Ah, something clicked on the front of the clock.
Жестко. Так, опять ключ.
This could be useful.
Угу.
Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian. A record sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it. This small key should be useful to me. I've finished with this subject. Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice?
Да тоже для горла что-то было такое. Послушать пластинку Бетти. Мы ее взяли? Это фотография, аудиопластинку забрать.
A record sleeve with a handwritten title. Betty must have recorded it.
Может, она уже там, пластинка?
Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding?
Так. 2 плюс 2. Четыре, 2 плюс 2, 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Блин, ну это ты прям тут.
This looks like solfège. This looks like solfège. I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocking it. There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
И чего тут? Так. А что это было у нас? Угу. А это я не могу менять, да? Типа в сумме у меня должна получиться эта фигня. Ага. Какая-то загогулина должна получиться вот это. То есть 2 полоски должны быть. Правильно? Нет, погодите, так она равна 4. Эта штука. 2 шляпы обычные, 1 перевернутая. Три перевернутых должно быть, да?
This looks like solfège. There is probably a link with what I saw in the drawer. This looks like solfège. There is probably a link with what I saw in the
Ну давай
drawer.
конкретно. Вот
This looks like
конкретно
solfège.
нужен. Понятно.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten. There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Нижний получается раз. Или нет? Или одна должна быть такая. Я даже не знаю, что надо. Ну там как изображение. Ну вот так вроде там изображено. Может, я где-то еще пропустил.
I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocked. There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Так, нам надо как-то сделать так, чтобы получился, соответственно, длинный. Может, с обратной стороны попробовать.
I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered.
Угу. В этом. Как пластинка называлась? 78Т.
just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it.
Как все сложно-то, а? Так, и что дальше? А где, как его вставить-то?
It looks like something goes in here.
Неужели? Пуп-пуп-пуп-пуп.
Oh, Donald, we're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course, she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
Так, продолжи допрос, Меган.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Слезы на глазах. Бетти Дональд. Это вручального кольца.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner?
Ну, давайте пообщаемся.
They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Donald appeared to be very much in love with your sister.
Yes, he was mad about her.
Mad, you say? Being madly in love can often be destructive, and Mr. Fraser was known for being jealous, I believe.
No more than average. Men are always slightly possessive, especially when they are with a pretty woman.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man, slightly reserved too, and as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man.
What?
It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
He'd commit murder.
No, блин.
So you were afraid that he would become our main suspect. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Exactly. Had you not told me about the case, I would never have dared to tell you about this little matter. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Barnard. Thank you for your help.
Какая-то она странная.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Так. Что Бетти собиралась делать вечером? Угу. С кем-то встретиться. Другими мужчинами. А вот так вот. Угу. Так, Бетти знала нападавшего. Не. Так, ну, сзади.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Еще. Фига. Так, что кроется за поведением Меган Бернард? Просто была красива, Бетти встречалась не только с другими мужчинами. Меган часто смотрела на фотографию Бетти. Меган любила сестру. Меган умная женщина. Меган очень нравится Дональд. Угу. Так, у Меган был мотив для убийства сестры. Ну, если только так. Что еще? Допроси Дональда Фрейзера. Так. Ну вот мне нужна... Хотя... Не, подходит. Но я не думаю, что он может быть... Ну ладно, будем ждать еще одну подсказку, тогда уже будет понятно, что там как. Так, ну... Дальше мы тогда идем в этот. В какого? Черную пантеру или кошку, кто там она?
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Ага, рыжая кошка. Так. Это он?
I've finished with this subject. Hastings looks ill at ease.
Почему я не могу с ним... Ну, сразу, типа... Типа, сразу допрос, я не могу ее изучить, ничего.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You're Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions. This man looks suspicious.
Что с глазом царапина? А. Белая лошадь. Мятая одежда.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
White Horse, точно. Обалдел?
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
Чем не послушалась? Так. Но она работала до 7.
Did you visit Betty yesterday afternoon?
No, I haven't seen Betty for 2 days. I was at the office yesterday afternoon.
Can you prove that?
Of course. But why this question? Betty died yesterday evening, didn't she?
Betty was murdered during the night, but that does not prove that she did not meet her murderer earlier in the day.
So am I a suspect?
Everybody close to Betty is a suspect, Mr. Fraser. I would be a very poor detective if I did not examine all possible eventualities. Do you know what Betty's plans were yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Yet, Megan only returned to Bexley this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
You are lying, Mr. Fraser. As was Betty when she hid the fact from you that she was seeing other men.
Betty was a very decent young woman. How dare you sully her memory?
I am not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was convinced she was lying. So I went round all the restaurants in the town. When I didn't find her, I went to the next town. But nothing. I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Did anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
Ну, это, кстати, более похоже на правду.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, he's all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Так, у нас был мотив для убийства Бетти. А, нет, погодите-ка. Это алиби. Убираем. Так, это не то и не другое. А, так мы же говорили. Ну вот это, блин, тоже человек-убийца. По-любому это подходит. Нет? Думаю, нет алиби. Так. Ой. Че вышел? Все не то. Был жестоким человеком. О. Ревность, ага. Так, ну да есть алиби. Нет алиби. Так, ну да есть мотив для всех убийств. Не. Значит, это не он. Так, вернуться на место преступления.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Навряд ли.
Let us try and imagine a scene.
Давайте попробуем.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Так, двигаться дальше.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Там быть переодевается.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code. They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened. Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by timing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Ну да, что смысл, что делать? Надо валить. Ждать следующего письма, не знаю.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling. Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
Чёрт. Почему они не написали
Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
Так.
By the way, Hastings, what day is it?
Well, looking at the calendar, it's the 30th. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Получен приз пирамида. Что за конверт?
With haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
Так, позвони Скотланд-Ярд. Так, телефон, по-моему, где-то здесь был. О.
Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Cheston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back. It is not a good time.
Вот она, визитка появилась.
Daily Flicker, July 30, 1935. ABC affair, no progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him. Daily Flicker, July.
Так, это не
In this
читали.
issue, Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight.
Нанес удар. Так, а я же выполнил их, да?
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Hastings' order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay, okay. I'll let you pack them.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
Так, и что дальше?
Voila. It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Мне кажется, это уже подражатель какой-то.
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
Так, а почему я посмотрел, мне ничего не засчитало?
We've missed the 6:45 train, but we have plenty of time to catch the night train. Ah, some cool hair. Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely.
Так. Ну, все так же.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects.
Это второе и третье.
Yes, this I is weird. Yes, this I is weird.
3.
Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. The W is not printed properly. Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Ну, это буква А.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Так же, как и то письмо.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Угу. Так, так, почему убийца предупреждает так поздно? Неверный адрес.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Классно. Ну что, двигаем дальше. Смотрим, что нам там предлагают.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
Ну что ж.
This place is very calming.
Опа, это что такое? А, кроличья нора. Да, там фигачит. Цветы.
The sight is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening. The body is just in front of a bush, one of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Пикник тут устраивал.
Jab has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth.
Ну ничего.
An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Трещинка еще. Да.
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
Что-то кольцо.
A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms. It is pointless.
Чем бессмысленно-то? Бессмысленно рассматривать. Ого.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time. The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush. Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder. Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises.
Значит, он уже лежал. Или как? Угу. Здесь
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Угу. Так. Во время убийства. Вот так вот, значит.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut his throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Так, что у нас дальше? Так, сэр Кармайкл видел убийцу. Стал спиной. Раз. Нет, бессмысленно. Вот так вот. Ну что, порезали сзади.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
Ну, наверное, что-то не спланировано.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Так, дальнейшие действия какие? Допросить брата жертв. А где он? Ну, дома там или все-таки с другой стороны?
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest. It is not the right time. There is something elegant about her. She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to question him. Hastings does not like very hot tea. He's going to blow on his cup for a good while before drinking. It is a once-in-a-lifetime.
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Everybody, including Miss Gray?
What are you insinuating? Thor would never. I mean, Miss Grey is above all suspicion. You're quite wrong, I'm absolutely certain.
Угу.
What were you doing last night?
After dinner, I went to my bedroom. At 11 in the evening, the telephone rang. It was the police. I went to look for my brother.
Was it your favorite novel?
The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit. I know it's a children's book, but it's enthralling.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Как он понял, что она упала?
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming. Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map. There are some very valuable objects here. Compass, point to the south. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC, purchased in Hong Kong 1935. Sir Carmichael's collection could rival that of a major museum. It's locked. The interior is richly decorated.
Так, и чё?
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
Раздумье.
The cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the...
То есть не говорите, что сейчас не надо будет.
It is blocked. Turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere. The position of each motif is correct, but they are not turned the same way as on the table.
А типа они еще должны быть в сторону. Нифига. Нифига тут. Каждому свой цвет еще надо. Так. Ага, белый, красный, черный, голубой. Так вот. Красный наверху. Вот так. Вот так. А, ну это все правильно.
The position of each motif is correct, but they are not turned the same way as on the table.
Блин, ну реально никакого щелчка не происходит.
Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color.
А
In the middle sits the
перевернуть
imperial
нельзя?
dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Так, ладно, давайте разбираться с этим. Так. Не там ничего. С цветами я попал. Все вроде нормально. Что они должны делать? Я же правильно все поставил.
The position of each motif is correct, but they are not turned the same way as on the table.
Повернуть не в ту сторону. Надо было на стол идти смотреть, как там что расположено.
think I heard a bang. Could it be this cupboard?
Чё, неужели попал?
This is interesting. These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that a crime weapon is here.
Но одного-то не хватает.
Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, Comside Churton, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
Да, печально.
Here's Miss Gray.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Конечно.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
Чё, зачем мне твои бумаги?
She appears to be very flustered.
Блеск в глазах. Учащенное дыхание.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colours.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Будем давить на неё.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Ну,
And sometimes
подарочки,
he used to give you a
по-любому
piece as a
были.
gift. Is that right?
Брошка особенно, которая не пойми,
What do
куда
you mean?
пропала. Помянуть её
I am
брошка.
referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
Mademoiselle, you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
You took it off
Madame,
because of
это
Lady
бесило?
Clark, am I right?
Indeed. Lady Clark does not like this jewel. Why upset someone who is so gravely ill?
Значит, она ревнует.
I see. Maybe Lady Clark is a little jealous.
Mr. Poirot, do not be mistaken. There was nothing going on between Sir Carmichael Clark and myself. It's just... how should I say? Well, Lady Clark is very suspicious. Insanely suspicious. Wearing this old brooch in front of her would have caused her unnecessary suffering. Don't you think?
I am not blaming you, mademoiselle. Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Tell me what happened last night.
After dinner? Well, I did some sewing and then I went to bed. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Am I right thinking that something is going on between you and Franklin?
How dare you ask me such a question?
Обвинить или попросить?
Mademoiselle, it is difficult to hide things from me. He kissed you earlier, did he not?
My goodness, with Sir Carmichael's death, I was feeling so awful, so worried. I was unable to resist.
I am not judging you, mademoiselle.
Вот это да.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene. Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
Так, ждать.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path. Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Это да. Справа, слева. Ой, я откуда знаю. Ну, наверное, справа.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass.
Порезать горло, пырнуть рано. Порезать
Then he
горло.
throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the
Говно
ABC
упал.
before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Да.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes. Indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Вот урод. Значит, это он.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
Так.
I should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Так, помощь. Вы только что взяли изменяемый предмет. Чтобы изменить предмет, выберите его в инвентаре. Смотрите его, нажмите кнопку треугольника, затем R1. Получен приз карандаш. Зачем мы его разобрали? Так.
Donald is always on edge. Donald Fraser is very nervous at the moment, even if he is trying hard to control himself. She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time.
И она на него смотрит.
She's looking at Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye. Did she make herself beautiful for him? Franklin Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is. Something that's unique to people who travel. Franklin Clark always...
А что тут не все выполнено?
I ought to concentrate on my guests.
Угу. Так, дальше.
Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes I love a blonde. That's what the song says. Sometimes I love a brunette, The song says, sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden. But I am not sure that this blonde is an angel. I wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close to the victim's ear in order to unmask the murderer.
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
Так, спросить Меган о причине этой встречи. Так, ну давайте вообще пока.
You are an intelligent woman, Mademoiselle Barnard, and I'm sure that you have already understood my intentions.
You think that if we put our heads together, we might come up with something new?
I am convinced of it. What I ask is that you search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with P.
Must we go into that?
Ну, это скорее всего, да, не
No, of
дискомфорт,
course.
будет
Not if it
неприятное
makes you
дело.
uncomfortable.
Come on, Mr. Poirot. I imagine we all feel terribly uncomfortable about these murders.
It's true. We've to catch the killer, not be spared the gory details.
Mr. Fraser, please get a grip on yourself.
Well, I want to help you, but I don't remember anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard, did your sister say if she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Why would she hide the fact from you?
Betty knew I didn't approve of her behavior. Her flirting was spoiling any chance she might have had.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what did you talk about with your sister?
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother bought her a brand new pair. The day it happened, she was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Your sister used to sing, I believe. Did she ever perform in public?
She dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities. A pity.
Yes, she sang well, but that doesn't tell us much about the murderer.
Qui sait? In any case, we now have enough information to
Да
draw up
все
a
пьют
relatively
какое-то
precise
лекарство,
psychological
конечно.
profile.
Или чем-то болеют.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Так, ну что мы можем сообразить? Убийца умен. Ну, да, думаю, да. Так. Да, он спланировал все нормально так. Так, убийца уверен в себе. Ну, кстати, насчет народа, в принципе, подходит. Убийца обольстителен. Так. Убийца любит поезда. Сани поездов, да. Так, убийца импульсивен или нет? Начнено. Угу. Так, убийца щедр. Ну да. Значит так. Щедрый.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too much risk of error that our adversary is calculative, sure of himself, a seducer, of outstanding intelligence, that he has plenty of self-control, and that he likes railways. It's a good start. Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to come back again.
Well, it's just that...
Is something bothering you, Mary?
Well, Mr. Poirot, you see, I don't know if I can come to London just like that.
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Oh, sir, I cannot accept.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Вряд ли это
Mr.
сказал.
Clark, that's very generous of you.
Well, someone has to foot the bill. Mr. Poirot, would it be possible for you to come back to Devon? Lady Clark has expressed a wish to see you. We'll adjust her medicine so she'll not be too drowsy.
But of course, I shall come the day after tomorrow if it is convenient. Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon. The meeting was most fruitful.
Really?
Hastings, I believe now we have everything we need to find a common point between the victims. Now it is time for us to use our grey matter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Что вообще было жертв? Ну, лекарство, я же говорю. Принимал лекарство от кашля. Принимал с голосом. А этот он не принимал. Ну что же, был врачом, который прописывал, может быть, именно эти лекарства.
The first two victims suffered from bad throat, and that was precisely the specialty of the third victim, Dr. Clark.
We have a lead.
It would pay to take a closer look at the medical records of Dr. Clark's patients.
We'll do so during our next visit to Churston.
I will do it myself, mon ami. You must remain in London just in case ABC sends us another letter.
Very well, as you wish. Thank you for coming, Mr. Poirot. Lady Clark is waiting for you in her bedroom on the first floor. Please excuse me, I cannot stay for the interview. I have to take Miss Gray to the station to see our lawyer in Torquay.
Are you leaving Churston for good?
Miss Gray very kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs. But naturally, she prefers to find a position in London.
Ah, très bien.
I'll be absent all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's to ensure that the dose of medicine doesn't make our patient drowsy.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle.
Ну, конечно же, смотримся в окно. Ой, окно. В зеркало.
It is now the right time.
Он сказал, что он на втором, по-моему. Ой, чё... Так, стоп.
It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait any longer.
А, ну ладно.
This poor woman is very ill.
Да, что-то и прям вообще максимально хреново.
This woman is suffering. She is in no state to have a conversation. It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait any longer. It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait.
Короче, пока нельзя ничего такого сделать.
I do not need to make a telephone call now.
Жалко. Так, о чем мы с ней не поговорили-то? Он сказал, что... Ладно, поговорить-то можно.
Mr. Poirot?
My respects, madame.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Ой,
Have you seen the nurse? She should have been here by now. Oh, I'm sorry.
The telephone in the hall is ringing.
Вот когда было зеркало, появился сначала вот телефон, что его использовать можно. Я подумал, может, кому посмотреть надо.
The Clark residence. Detective Hercule Poirot speaking.
How do you do, Mr. Poirot? I'm Lady Clark's nurse. I wanted to let you know that I won't be able to come for her injection today. Might Miss Grey be able to do it?
She has just left, but I will take care of it.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. You'll find the skeleton key to open the medicine cabinet hidden in the lion trophy.
You can count on me. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Oh, thank you kindly. Goodbye, Mr. Poirot.
Найти мастер-ключ. Ну, он что-то про эльфийную девушку говорил. Они...
Here is the skeleton key. April 1925, Aceh province, Sumatra.
Суматра.
It is now the right time.
Так, ключ мы нашли от аптечки, она сказала. Типа это ключ от аптечки. Где там аптечка?
Lady Clark is in pain. I have to give her an injection of morphine to ease her suffering. This woman is suffering. She is in no state to have a conversation.
Ну и чего, где?
Lady Clark is in pain. Lady Clark is in pain.
Так где аптечка-то?
Lady Clark is in... Lady Clark... Lady Clark is in pain. I have to give her an injection of morphine to ease her suffering.
Так а где этот морфий-то? Вы чё, на приколе, что ли? Я ж подходил.
Ah, Mr. Poirot. Oh, I feel better now. Thank you for your help.
Да все, да, пожалуйста. Так. Что, напомните ей, что она пригласила меня встретиться с правильно?
You asked for me, chère madame.
Ну, он же искал меня.
Yes, yes, of course, I wish to speak with you. But what was it about?
No doubt. You wish to talk to me about what happened to your husband?
Ah, yes. Oh, poor Carmichael. Has the madman who killed him been caught?
Not yet, chère madame. There was a great many people in Cheston on the day of the murder.
Indeed. People go straight to the beach. They don't come near Coomside.
So, there were no strangers around the house that day?
Who said that?
The people who live here. Your brother-in-law, Miss Grey.
Miss Grey? Oh, I don't like her. Franklin wanted her to stay, but I insisted she should go. Immediately.
You are entitled to do so, naturally.
I'm pleased that you approve. The others have been taken in by her. But at least you can see through that self-pity act. See what she's up to. Oh.
И чё? Да? А, ну, снова. Ну, спасибо за храп.
She's sleeping. I must find a way to wake her up gently.
Что-то в столике должно быть.
I've finished with this subject. This subject will probably be useful to me.
Что, полазить? О, и что такое валяется?
This subject will probably be useful to me.
Гребень.
This subject will probably be useful to me.
Еще гребень. Золотой гребень дали.
This couple appears to be having fun.
Веселая игра в крокет. Счастливая леди Кларк.
Lady Clark and Sir Carmichael were very happy, but they did not have any children.
Угу. Так, а с этим что у нас? Шкатулка какая-то или что это?
The mechanism appears to be broken. This is where the combs go. This is where the combs go. The bronze comb is preventing me from positioning this one. I hope that Hastings will not be cross with me. The bronze comb is preventing me from position. The other comms are preventing me from positioning this one. This part appears to be working.
Другие шестеренки не дают мне это сделать. А, типа он третьим встает. О, первый. Второй. Третий. Ну и чё? Назад играем.
This part appears to be working.
Только зачем ты снял? Все же нормально было. Но музыка не играет. Это, конечно, немножко странно. Но ничего не происходит. А, все. О, проснулся.
Oh, what are we talking about? Ah, yes. Thora Grey. Oh, Carmichael had great esteem for her. But for me, she was nothing but a hypocrite.
Не, она реально работала.
Thank goodness. Fortunately, she was good at her job. I don't see why you all think you should have to defend that girl.
You are very harsh.
Do
not forget that the girl is an orphan.
Yes, and she used the fact to get around men. Take Franklin. He's fallen for her sweet talking charms. Oh, he's a lovely boy, very plucky and sure of himself. But so naive. Oh, when it comes to women.
Но она же заботилась.
Miss Grey did look after you very well, though.
Outwardly. But she's hiding something. I think she tried to poison me.
Miss Grey? A poisoner? But everybody appears to like her.
It proves she knows what she's doing. She's manipulative and she's a liar.
A liar?
Let's see, didn't she say that on the day of the crime nobody was around Coomside?
That is correct.
Well, at 11 o'clock I saw her talking to someone.
Really? And what was this man like?
An ordinary sort of man with a very plain face. Oh, I don't remember well.
Was he a gentleman?
No, he was not a gentleman.
It would be best to leave her to sleep now.
Класс.
The telephone in the hall is ringing.
Ладно, дорогие друзья, давайте мы, наверное, пока на этом закончим. Всем большое спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте лайки и подписывайтесь на мой канал. Всем до скорой встречи и пока-пока.